right now. Jalen Daniels appears to be healthy. And Kansas only beat Texas twice in their entire career of playing against Texas. Beat them 2 years ago and like 7 years ago to be exact. But Texas also avoided them in the 2007 season when they went undefeated. So that, you get lucky when it comes to that portion of it. But I think that Texas wins this game at home. They make Kansas work. I'm just going to have to ride with Texas, unfortunately. Gosh, this is horrible. Horns down.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Longhorns. But, guys, this is going to be a key game. If you're someone wondering who are the Texas Longhorns, this is a great game because this isn't a game you can sleepwalk into. And I know that the only reason people might be wondering, why would you think they'll sleepwalk into this game? Red River rivalries next week, right? That's one of the biggest games in college football, period. No matter who you're a fan of, that's as big as it gets in our game. Texas is coming into this game playing an opponent that'll probably be the second best opponent they've played outside of Alabama. Daniels is a really impressive quarterback. He's a lot of fun to watch. And Kansas doesn't have a fear of Texas. Now, you're not going to win on not having a fear, but it can certainly help you get into positions to find success. But this is where Texas can show us how improved they are by being a 4-quarter team. Before I pass this to our 2 resident Texas fans, I will say this. This is the only thing I need to see from Texas this year. They've been a part-time employee all year, right? And what I mean, they haven't been bad at any portions of the game, but they have been much better in the second half and even in the fourth quarter. Texas has the opportunity to be a dangerous football team, as dangerous as anybody in the nation, if they show up and be a full-time employee. This is an opportunity for us to see them be a full-time employee, take the lunch pail in there, handle business, and look good doing it.
All right, we're going to pass it on to the resident Texas fans, but let me add in here. Texas is a minus 16.5 point favorite in this game so far, and so looking like a big one. Steven, go ahead and sunshine pump your Texas Longhorns.
Well, this is a national college football platform. If you want to hear more exclusive Texas Longhorn content, please subscribe to Fanatic Perspective on YouTube. That is my full-time show, and Nino's Corner Sports on YouTube as well. That's where we cover the Horns extensively. However, Kansas, like you guys said, Kansas is a very good football team, and I also peeped some of that subtle shade that Jay threw in there about 2007. It's always the haters from up north that remember those type of tidbits. But I digress. Jalen Daniels, this offense is very creative. It's really fun. They will run all sorts of different types of sets. They will have veer type concepts. They'll run triple option type concepts. It's fun. It's a fun offense. They had a lot of kids on preseason All Big 12. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Kansas State last year that was ranked by the Big 12 media to finish like 5th in the conference. But they had all these kids that were all conference guys. And I'm like, that doesn't really add up. And sure enough, they actually went on to win the Big 12. So much respect to Kansas. I will say this, though. This Texas defense is for real. And this is an opportunity to go out there and prove themselves and set the tone for this team. We're led by our defense. We go as our defense goes. And it's kind of, Nino probably can touch on this. It's kind of weird seeing a Texas team that's defensive led in this manner. But one thing I will say is complimentary football. Quinn Ewers has no turnovers this season. So is some of the struggles we've had in consistency. Ty talks about us being a part-time employee. Quinn has really done a great job protecting the football, and our run game has gotten with Jonathan Brooks over the last few weeks. So really encouraged with that. One thing to look out for before I pass to Nino, Kansas is 62.5% on third down, which leads the country in terms of their third down conversion rate on offense. Texas defense right now is only allowing 30% conversion rate on third down. Something's got to give there, right? And so I think huge key to the game. But I'm picking my Texas Longhorns. I think we cover this. I think it's going to be a late cover in this game. I think it's going to be a very exciting first half. Over-under on the points is 61. I think Texas breaks 40 offensively for time. But, yeah, we're going to win this game. Go ahead, Nino.
All right, Nino, go ahead.
Texas fight, Texas fight. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got Texas for this, man. I got Texas, man. Look, this game is going to be it's going to be one in the trenches. And I think the Texas defensive line is just going to be outstanding and do great things against that Kansas offensive line. I will say Kansas's offense is going to be probably the most dynamic offense that Texas is going to see this season. Jalen Daniels is a beast, folks. He can run the ball very well. He can pass the ball very well. And I think that this line is so high right now at 16 due to the actual bias that we have from last year, seeing how Texas handled Kansas last year. Mind you, Jalen Daniels was a little bit nicked up in that game against Texas last year. So I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people give it. Look, Jonathan Brooks has been playing his butt off too as well. If you go look at his stats, I saw a stat yesterday that he's only about 30 yards off of what Bijan was at this point last year. And so that kind of shows you just how this offensive line is blocking for him, and that the drop off from the running game was not as large as people thought it was going to be. Yes, we lost two transcendent running backs here at this school, but the offensive line has played better, and these running backs are doing great things. But I got Texas. They got the weapons on offense. They got the weapons on defense, especially with that defensive line with Sweat, Murphy, Collins, Broughton, and, just a whole like slew of folks, man. So yeah, I got Texas winning this game.